Hello. You are tuning to another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Today's second topic, Stephen A. says he believes Joe Burrow can turn this season around. Look. I love when hypocrites get pointed out. I really do. Especially big mouth hypocrites, right? If I'm wrong, I'll tell you to your face, I was wrong. But we have some people in the media, not even some. Yeah, it's not even some. A whole bunch of them who never, ever sticks or apologizes for their horrendous, horrific takes. And they pivot so fast that sometimes you forget which foot was their pivot foot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play what happened on First Take today, right? And they were asking, who do you trust more? Do you trust Joe Burrow versus Lamar Jackson? And do you trust Joe Burrow going forward? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the audio, and then we're going to break it down, all right? Because Stephen A. something else. But it's a lengthy clip. So let's get this thing started.
I say you're up first. Do you trust Burrow to turn this season around?
Yes, I do. Why would not? His struggles have always been at the beginning. As the season has waned, this man shows up. In his 4 seasons in the National Football League, he's been hurt twice. The two seasons he wasn't hurt, both times he was in an AFC Championship game. One time he beat Patrick Mahomes to get to a Super Bowl, and we understand that the brother's big time national champion.
To put context, both those seasons Lamar Jackson was hurt. And the Ravens were leading the AFC North, including the AFC. There goes context before Lamar Jackson was hurt. Let's continue.
Champion at LSU, you outplayed Trevor Lawrence, which ain't saying much these days right now, the way Trevor Lawrence been looking at Jacksonville. He's got to get that act together. But in the end, when I'm looking at Joe Burrow, I'm just looking at him and that offense getting better. I'm looking at Higgins back. I'm looking at Jamar Chase playing with a $50 million insurance policy because he didn't get his bag yet. And then for them to go out there with that level of adversity, watching the offense last week, yes, it was against Carolina. I got to take that into consideration. But in the end, I'm just looking at Cincinnati and what I've known them to be when Joe Burrow is behind center. And when the season wanes, he's giving no one a reason not to believe in what he brings to the table. There's no reason. If you want to have distrust for Joe Burrow, it needs to be in the month of September. As the season wanes, November, December, that's not a reason to distrust this man. He shows up when it counts. That's his reputation.
Auntie?
That's his MO. That's his resume.
Yeah, that's great, Stephen A., but you still can't explain away the 0-3 start and then them getting their first win against a team that benched their starting quarterback after week 2. I mean, that's on the board. Now, there's only been one team since 2000s to make the playoff starting out 0-3, and that was the 2018 Houston Texans, and you can understand that because Deshaun Watson was coming off of a knee reconstruction. Yep. There have been, 3 teams that have made the playoffs since we expanded to a 17-game regular season, and out of 25 teams that have started out 1-3, and that was the 2021 Steelers, Eagles, and Patriots. 2 of those teams had quarterbacks that were first-time starters, and then you had a 39-year-old Ben Roethlisberger in his final season of his career. So you can understand the slow start there. What nobody can do is explain why the Cincinnati Bengals got out to a slow start this year. I get that you bring up the years past, but Joe Burrow was hurt in training camp, didn't play in preseason games in years past. He did both of those this year. He had Jamar Chase on the field week 1, and they still lost to the New England Patriots. They had a must-win game 2 weeks ago against the Washington Commanders at home and lost, where Joe Burrow was outplayed by a rookie quarterback. Now, I get it, defense optional in that game, but the red zone was the key difference, and Jaden Daniels was better in the red zone than Joe Burrow. So all of these reasons why you keep talking about the Cincinnati Bengals being able to pull out of this nosedive just don't pass the smell test to me, because I told you last year when they started 1-3, the season was over with.
I did too.
Listen in, and you're not listening now. And
I'm not listening now. I'm not listening now. Well, I don't understand why you keep bringing up Joe Burrow and not Zach Taylor. He is the head coach. And Joe
What?
Burrow said he wants to please.
Oh, you bring up the coach now? You bringing up the coach now? I never heard him say that for Lamar. But we'll continue.
Percentage, 7 touchdowns, 1 interception. I mean, come on, man. You're going to look at him and... Go ahead. I'm sorry. We got 4 people up here. I'll
Yeah. Let's get Ellen and then RC. Yeah.
Canty, you know that I love you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why you keep putting all the problems of the Bengals at Joe Burrow's feet. They've scored 67 points in the last 2 weeks. They're third in points per drive. They've scored on 12 of their last 17 possessions. This is clearly at the feet of the Bengals defense, who gives up a score 36% of the time.
Is this a salary cap sport?
This is a...
I'm just asking a question. Is it a salary cap sport?
Yes.
Because the Bengals are paying Joe Burrow $55 million a year. The Bengals are top 5 in cash.
But now we're leading on the money. Now we're leading on the money.
You heard what he said? Now we leading on the money.
In cash spent on defense.
You don't get to say that.
You hear how he's saying you don't get to say that? You don't get to say that. I'm going to finish it up at the last minute and we're done.
To say that. You told me, excuse me, it's a team sport. You got 53 men on a roster. You got offense, defense, special teams. Al just brought up to you how horrid the defense has been. And you going to sit up there and bring up dollars? Talk about it as a salary cap sport? Stop that.
Okay, so I'm done right there, right? Let me just start off right here. Yo, hypocrite, Mike. Oh! He slaps. I don't like this guy. So, let me break this down, right? Because I know all of you remember. Shannon Sharp, Stephen A. Smith specifically brought up that Lamar Jackson is now paid and there is no excuses for where the Ravens are. When they brought up his defense, you know what he said? You're a 2-time MVP. Huh? Did you just get all that money? I don't want to hear any of that. Is that what he said? Now it's, Burrow. Who goat thou? Don't worry, sir. As tears beckon across your face, I will wipe it with thy brow. Bro, it's nasty work. But no, seriously, we've heard them blame everything on the Ravens on Lamar, regardless if we see it's the coaching, regardless if we see it's the bad defense, regardless if he has weapons or not, regardless if all the running backs are hurt, regardless if he has a good offensive line. Y'all remember, what was it, 2001? When Lamar had his 8-3? Y'all remember that? O-line was in shambles. Defense was in shambles. All running backs was hurt. Wide receivers was hurt. Everybody was hurt. You had coaches running on the field getting hurt. And now, you know what was said? Hey, you an MVP, prove it up. You know what I'm saying? Make it work. If you so good, there's no excuses. That's what was said. But you hear how much excuses are made for the guys that are not Lamar Jackson? Do you hear how much excuses are made for the teams that aren't the Baltimore Ravens? Do you hear how much excuses are there for the guys? You know what? I could make this about Hugh. I could. But I'm going to go there. It sickens me. This is why I've told you that the Ravens and Lamar are a match made in heaven, simply because of how the media views them. They view them as party crashers. They view them as villains. They, at the best, anti-heroes. That's how they are viewed. I harken back to a previous video where I specifically stated the Ravens carry the energy of the bad boy Pistons. Scrappy, blue collar, you know what I'm saying? Getting beat up by Boston and the Lakers. Heck, you can even say Philly at that time because Philly had Dr. Chang in them, right? And finally they said enough's enough. Y'all want to swing, y'all want to throw elbows and all that stuff. All right, we're going to do it too. And everybody said, why? That's not what they did. That's not fair. It irks me. It shouldn't matter. Everything comes down to QB wins. Can you cover up your team's deficiencies? We've seen Lamar do it. We've seen him do it. We've seen him do it with no running backs, no wide receivers, bad offensive line play, bad coaching, all of that. Bad defense. That year we had one of the worst pass defenses in the league. So Lamar will get it done. Figure it out. It's all at your feet. And he wasn't even paid back then. You see how Stephen A. leans? That's what bothers me. That's why I don't like him. That's why. I don't know him personally. Professionally, though, I do not like him. Like at all. Because like I said before in the preview, a man that stands for nothing will fall for anything. So then this is just about clicks. You will happily degrade the name of the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson every chance that you get. There's no excuses. There's no nothing. It's just win or lose. But all these other guys get context. They get understanding. They get hugs. They get smoochies. That man, Stephen A. be up there. Yo, Joe Burrow, oh, I cut my leg. He goes, don't worry. I'll kiss the boo-boo. No. It's nasty work. Hey, you know I'm not lying, which makes it worse. Hey, yo, man. I trust Lamar. I think the Ravens put them out of their misery. I think it's going to be a lot closer game than what the Bills game was. But I think the Ravens, because they're desperate, and I think they're going to scratch and claw and make this game close. But I think the Ravens close them out, and I think we win this game, and then they're 1-4. So we're going to see where this goes. But what do you guys think? Do you think Joe Burrow, do you trust Mr. Joey B, Joey Sheezy, Joey Shizzle, Joe Cool? Or do you say, hey, the Ravens about to end their season? Respectfully so. Let me know what you think down in the comment section, please, because I really want to know. You know what I'm saying? But as always, that's the episode of The Wunderkind Show. Thank you for watching. Y'all know we get down. We have fun and we laugh. But everything we talk about rooted in what? Facts and truth. Please do remember, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment. You know I love the comments. And if you haven't done so already, check out the Wunderkind Show Patreon. Yes, 3 tiers of content goodness whenever your consumption. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. And if you would like to donate to this channel, help out with equipment and such stuff like that, bottom of the screen, QR codes to a Cash App. Cash App located in the description of every video that we do. Name of it is money sign, The Wunderkind Show. Super easy. But once again, this is The Wunderkind Show. This is your host, Nectar, signing off. And as always, you know my slogan. Peace. And I am out of here. Huh? Yeah.
Finish him, Daddy.
Oh.